Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Shapes.io. As you'll see, there's been actually a couple updates, and now the dark mode applies to the main screen. There's been quite a few other changes too that have popped up, but we're going to go ahead and continue where we left off last time. And as you'll see, it's pretty cool. They've added stuff like this, so you can see the actual individual layers, what you need. If you obviously have issues telling in the first place, if I'm correct, we can pick up things. Yeah, so if we want, instead of actually having to click down here, if we just want to duplicate something, we can press Q, which obviously would help in the earlier game, but right now we can still just, copy and paste. And go from there. I was like, there's a couple other updates that I know that are coming up. They've got a Discord server that will let you do voting, and I believe soon-ish there should be more performance fixes, because obviously it was like, I've noticed a couple of issues. You've probably seen it too, just from watching the videos, but oh, okay. So they added, that's new too, so it was like there's actually darker backgrounds, so that way you can more definitively pick out the shapes. Pretty interesting. So let's see with what we need to do today. For some reason we don't have this belt hooked up, which is probably why everything else is slowing down. Because obviously we need as much white dye as possible to... that's right. So I think what I want to do is just stop that, and we'll create a new production line for yellow dye for our circles, because we're obviously not really getting much of anywhere by doing things how we have been so far. Obviously we can produce so much, but we end up not being able to catch up because it's just being split too many times. And like I said, I mean, obviously it was effectively this production back here is getting stuck, and now whether or not this is where I left off in the last video, I'm not sure. As you can see from the main screen, it's been about 42 hours, so just a little bit of time just kind of away from the game, working on some other content. So, but let's go ahead and get started here. Actually, oh yeah, and as normal, I forgot to start my timer. But there we go. Timer's running. Be able to see it when it goes up, and let's get started. So I need yellow for the circles over here, which means I need red and green. We're gonna see if we can find some better sources of it. Yeah, we got red here, green here. So not bad, not too far away. And we'll need to build red and green down here, or belt it over there. That should be more than enough. And caution to the wind, as always. Right on through all the other stuff, and just hope we won't need it, or we can just build around it later. Ooh, that was another thing. They added in more music, which I'm really excited about. I think it's maybe 4 songs or so, provided by somebody else. If you look at the changelogs, it'll actually let you know what has gone on recently and who's been doing what. And yeah, so I'm really excited to see some of the new stuff that comes from here, and I just think it's an exciting experience because obviously I'm not working on the game itself, but I always love being able to see what other developers do. Just because, at the end of the day, this becomes it's like their child almost. They're doing so much work on this, and I'm always thankful to see people have that kind of drive, because it makes me also inspired to do something better. we go. And hopefully you can hear the music alright, but very good, very nice. And also, if I'm correct, it shows on, I think, the main screen that this game is open source. So I'm assuming that's probably helped with a little bit of, you know, some of the stuff that people are actually doing. Because obviously they have a lot more creativity and like creative freedom to be able to suggest changes and stuff like that by looking at the source code, seeing how everything like fits together. Also, really nice touch that I think is probably performance-wise is that the animations for the belts actually stop once you get zoomed out to a certain point. I think that's pretty cool, just because that probably, you know, saves them a lot of, or saves the game a lot of like performance stuff, because instead of running animations for each and every belt when you've got, what, I'm at 12,000 belts. Which maybe I might be able to make this run faster if I just switched everything over to, you know, tunnels instead of the belts, so that way not as much is visible, but also I would have to go back and change all that, so really, is that what I want to do or not? Who knows? But there you go. So as you see, we're now producing plenty of those shapes. That's boosted up to by quite a bit. Sorry, wrong tab. So slowly but surely getting there. We're about to level up on this, and this will get there before we know it. How many are we making of? Yeah, this is very low. It's cell, but that is okay. We'll get there soon. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and actually make some more shapes. If you couldn't have guessed, in a game that's based around making shapes, because right now we're making everything except for this one. So let's find ourselves a pinwheel. And also, before we know it, our hub should have us unlocking the quad cutting, which means that we can further work with more weird shapes, where obviously, like, you know, right here we've got square, square, this is the pinwheel, and then this is the circle. And I was like, so I mean, we could cut it up and split, like, you know, the squares to one way, and then have that done something with, and then go from there. And I was like, obviously we'd have to do a lot more combining if we wanted to get the like this one to do something, but we could also pile it together with this one, and we could discard all of the excess shapes that we don't actually need, and we'd already have 3/4 of that shape, so there's a lot of places to go, there's a lot of interesting things to do, but I'm going to try and find ourselves a pinwheel that go ahead and pin that, not pin the pinwheel, you get it? Yeah, I also had nothing to say after that. No, just crickets. Or at least it's nice atmospheric music. Well, this is gonna be one of those cases where I'm just blind and I've seen something that'll be helpful, and instead I just passed over it. I got one of those feelings coming in. Really cannot find. You know, I have to be producing them somewhere though. Well, because this red shape needs it. So let's see if we can trace back to here. Yep. So what I think we should do is we'll go ahead and reroute a bunch of these on over here, and then actually, you know what, let's see what we can do with, wow, this place very quickly. But it's cool because they do place, they, for the most part, place pretty smartly, as long as I'm not just like moving too slow. But I gotta be careful for when it comes to these spots, because obviously I don't want to just place them in the center of and we can actually cut off just over here. We'll go ahead and rotate. And yep, you'll reach to the other side. Oh, yep, cool. Exactly what I expected, but that's fine. God, I love the updates to the soundtrack. It's very nice. Now, you might say, I have access to longer belt tunnels, why am I not using those? And, you know, that would be a great question if I had an answer. I didn't really think about that until after I started placing the first few, but it is what it is. We'll just have to deal with it. And still got a little bit of a ways to go, but we're getting there. Go with that. And go. Nope. Gotta love the placing noise. Very, very good to hear just over and over again, but that's fine. Not too big of a deal. Alright, and we're almost there. And there it goes. Now, we just bring you over here. Nope. And you know what? Let's go ahead and just rotate you twice. And there we go. So that way we can just do a good old copy and paste. We can... Oh no. I know where my issue is gonna be here. I have this set up to to accompany 2 productions of the same thing. Because I think if I split it, oh, and I'm just cutting the wrong Oh, no. Nope, nope, just dumb. Just dumb. We need to place that before we split it. And then I can go like that. So I'm just gonna trash can, woo! Handy dandy trash can. Just throw away all of my mistakes and we can start again. There we go. Do that. And rotate you down here and funnel both of y'all down here and alright. There we go. Cool, so now we got our pinwheel shape. And we'll bring you. Oh no, I need. Man. This is gonna not be good. Because as you see, we're just running into issues with keeping the belt satisfied. I know it mentioned before one of the fixes could be turning this up, so let's just boost it to 165. Yeah, and so some of the other stuff, you know, the smart tunnel, so we can have it set up where like when I was just doing what I was doing earlier, it fixes, it removes belts that are actually like in the way, so that way it just treats it as if you're replacing entire lines with the belts. Here's compact building info. Ooh, yeah, I'll turn that on, and just in case I accidentally delete something, or try to delete something I don't want to, I still want that "Are you sure?" message. Alright, so the thing that maybe is a little bit faster, I've already forgotten, but so now that we got that going on, we're going to come down here and we need to come over here and copy and paste yet again. Get that, and now we need is some purple dye, which we can copy this, place it down here, and now we just need some red and blue, which I'm just going to pull from over here. I will say I'm excited for some of the more performance-based updates, because as you know, it's just sometimes I just feel like maybe there's just too much going on that, you know, it starts to slow down, and then with all the shapes moving but not moving like fluidly, it's just a little motion sickness inducing almost, which might be something that actually makes me like temporarily put a hold on the series, just because I'm trying not to destroy like my head or eyes or anything, and definitely not anyone who's trying to watch this, but we could always start over and see if we can make a better factory and, you know, just go from there. I was like, there's at least potential to do other things. So Like I said, and honestly, it was like there's still so much stuff that's planned for this and work that's just being done every day. So I'm excited. I think that this is going to be... I think this is going to just be a game that does really well, and I'm excited to continue supporting the developer, and hopefully if you happen to see this, you will too. This game's definitely worth it. You can tell that there's a lot of thought and care put into it, and you know, it's a simple premise, but it works. It's just genuinely fun. Yeah. Like I said, especially going through here where everything just... I wonder if there's anything I'm doing wrong, or if it's just like... I've got so much stuff because I've already got, you know, 13,000 belts and so many buildings, so it's like it's trying to display all of the information going on at once. So maybe that'll be something for the future, is, you know, possibly deleting everything and then starting over to make a performance efficient setup, given the current limitations right now. Because obviously, I mean, there's still a lot of stuff, and it's impressive that this is all just still running so well. Especially for like smaller development, like games are just really hard to make right. So I think it's fun. I'm excited to see where this goes. So what do we want to do? Oh, we want to get white circles. Because as you notice here, it's totally fine because it's not trying to simulate all the shapes. Like, it's a little slow, but you know, it is what it is. Yeah, I don't know if I can steal the white circles or not from here. It's like, because I feel like I might be able to get away with it. Let's try. Because this might come down to me restarting the world and, you know, just trying to figure out if there's anything else I can do. Like, maybe I can do like larger busing setups. So like in Factorio, one of the main things that you would try and do is you'd have one big bus that would go like straight through wherever is important, and then all you had to do was just split what you needed off of it and then tunnel the rest underneath of that. And then you could, you know, more easily keep track of where everything is, where everything's being produced, and going from there. I did try that on a save, but I wasn't 100% sure about how that was going to work because, you know, the big limitation is the splitters right now. Oh look, and we got a new upgrade. What is this? Next, better cutting and stacking. Ooh, that's a fun shape. See, like, this would be really good because we should be able to find something that at least has maybe like this half, and then we can just quad cut it and then take off those two parts and go from there. But obviously, future speaking, as normal. Right, so we'll bring this right on down and bring this down. So we need base purple, and then we need to put the circles on top of that. So this needs to go like that, and then we need to tunnel, and there you go. And now we just need to combine. And then yep, so that's right. And now we just need to, because we need to put this on top of that, so we'll come over here, bring you like that, and then tunnel underneath, and there we go. Cool. and that's the shape that we need. So we'll start producing those now. And we'll just have to wait and see how this all goes, but I was like, I might be able to get away with probably cutting off a bunch of this stuff, but I think that might be just warranted for starting over. Because obviously I really want to see just how many levels we can go. But like I said, it was like in form of watchability, which gets a little bit tougher as things starts running slower, and I don't know if there's much more that I can control over it. I was like, it'll be nice to start again and see what I can do better the next time around. Because obviously it was like, we just got so much stuff going on over here, and of course these parts of the factory that aren't even like in line with the rest of the stuff, so we'll just have to wait and see, find out how we're doing, and go from there. Yeah, so I was like, luckily we should be done with this goal before too much longer, because how many are we delivering? Obviously that number is kind of bouncing around a bit, but yeah, that should be done before too much longer. So let's go ahead and at least just start bussing this one over. All the way up to because obviously these are a bit easier to place too, because all we have to do is just hold and then drag, and then we can place all of them at once, as opposed to having to just hold and then move the screen and have it place them over and over and over again. And that, and all the way up over here. And because of the compact shapes, we can also actually see our hub marker now, which is pretty nice. I like being able to know where the hub is, because now we have a better sense when we're building this stuff out, just to be like, oh yeah, it's just right on over here now. And there we go. Now all we gotta do is just connect these all up. And go ahead and place that belt before I forget. We'll place you, and make sure to fix that up. And you get placed, and you get placed, and same thing here. No, this isn't the last one, because we'd already would have seen it. This goes here, this goes here. This is much longer than I thought it was, honestly, but there we go. Cool. So now those will start just always being delivered. Ooh. And we can continue going from there. Alright, so I love that the belt's actually like still pretty nicely saturated as it slowly makes its way over there. And that's cool too. So it's like if you save a blueprint, we could come press V and then actually just do it over again. So that way, if you want to move it but you don't have things set up quite the way you want yet, you can just save it for later, just like you would with an actual clipboard. But yeah, so I'm very excited to see how many levels there are actually so far. I don't know if there's like a hard stop. I don't know what. I haven't done too much looking into it. Obviously, you've seen everything that I've been going through. So you and I are on the same page if you haven't looked anything else up outside of this. But maybe what we might do is, hit this goal. And we've got a couple options. We can either switch over to another game that's a similar style. Obviously, Factorio is very close in relation. I was like, there's a couple other really good ones, like Good Company, which is based around making products and then selling those. And then you've also got Factory Town, which is like if you took like a colony sim and then turned it into one of the like a style game like this where you build housing and stuff like that, and then you get your like colonists up to then be able to produce things to then make them happier and then further expand and so on and so forth. But we'll have to see. Obviously, like we now have a new shape to make, but like I said, if I'm thinking about starting over, I think I might hold off on that. I think I'm going to just kind of hang out a little bit and we'll end the video with finishing level 15 as all of our stuff just kind of comes into the center. And yeah, so as we reach there, I just wanted to say thank you again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below. Subscribe if you want to see any more content, and I will always be glad to hear any feedback. Leave a comment below. Just let me know what you're thinking, and thank you very much. Ooh, okay. Double painting, what? Man, this game just never stops. Like, I want to unlock everything. I want to see how it's going. But, yeah, so with that done, like I said, thank you very much for watching. I will end up seeing you next time.